This is OneWrestling.com, 24/7 wrestling news.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Ray's Wrestling Show. I am the Mark of the Masters, the man with a plan. Big Ray here to stay to talk some TNA today. Impact 5/23/2013. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very, very important show leading up to Slammiversary, which is in a couple of days, depending on when you guys are watching this. A lot of things that happen in this show have a huge impact, pun intended, on what will be happening in Slammiversary and the future of TNA wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, let's quickly move on. We have Hulk Hogan in the ring, and Hulk Hogan basically cuts a promo putting over the hometown of Tampa, Florida, putting over the crowd. Hulk Hogan says he went to the beach and he was drinking a couple of beers, and Shark Boy actually swam by. Yes, there was a Shark Boy reference. If you don't know who Shark Boy is, go to YouTube, go back to the TNA website and take a look. Shark Boy, a prominent member of the X Division back in the day. Hulk Hogan decides to speak about family, and how TNA is his family, and how Sting is his family, and Sting has never left his side. Well, Hulk Hogan kind of turned his back on Sting, but that's a whole nother story. And he calls Sting to the ring, and they go back and forth, putting the blame on themselves. Hulk Hogan says it's his fault. Sting says it's his fault for making Hulk Hogan believe in Bully Ray. And then something really crazy happens. Brooke comes down the ring, and she says that it's her fault. She fell in love with Bully Ray, and she was fooled, and she put a wedge between Hogan and Sting, and she wants to resign. And Hulk Hogan says, don't resign. You've been doing a great job. Just get up, dust yourself off, rub some dirt on it, and just keep on moving, so on and so forth. And then Bully Ray comes down to the ring, and he doesn't get into the ring. I think he'd get his ass handed to him if he did. But Bully Ray basically says, you know what? Everybody wants to take blame. Blame me. I'm the one who tricked you guys into believing that I was on your side, which is what a dirty heel would basically do. And Bully Ray cuts a really good promo, but then he says something that kind of had me like, what are you talking about? Brooke says, Bully says that he is still in love. He says, well, first he blames Brooke. He says, you know what, Brooke? It's all your fault. It's all your fault because I fell in love with you, and I can't stop thinking about you. I think about you when I go to sleep. I think about you when I wake up in the morning. I think about you with my ham and eggs, and I think about you when I'm on the toilet. Apparently he thinks about Brooke all the time. He's still in love with Brooke. Brooke Hogan looked totally confused. I was actually a little confused, but not really. Again, this is my opinion here at OneWrestling.com. We're all about our opinions. Please leave a comment here below on YouTube or on the OneWrestling.com website. Hit me up on Twitter at Big Ray Show. I've been saying for a long time, I think Brooke Hogan is pulling one over on TNA Wrestling. I think from the very beginning, Brooke Hogan has been, let's just say, a part of the Aces and Eights. I think Brooke Hogan has been part of this entire conspiracy to take over TNA, and I think her and her still husband, Bully Ray, will have a prominent role in trying or attempting to destroy TNA Wrestling. But for now, Brooke Hogan is confused, and she's sad, and she starts crying. Really interesting. Well, we move on to the X Division match, and here we have Joey Ryan versus Petey Williams versus Suicide. Wow, he actually didn't do this. I guess they would get in trouble if he does the whole shooting your brains out thing. But listen, phenomenal match. Last week I really wasn't into the X Division match. This week, different story. Really good match. Innovative moves, high flying moves. Suicide looked really good and strong. He actually, Petey Williams, towards the end of the match is out of the way. He's down and out. Excuse me. Joey Ryan basically gets hit with a double reverse chicken wing into a gut buster finisher. If you guys know what the finisher is, please let me know what it's called. But awesome finishing move. Suicide looking really strong. And again, TNA Wrestling focusing on building the X division. Ladies and gentlemen, you come to wrestling to see the main eventers, but the fact is, you pay the bills with the mid card. Again, my opinion. I would like to know what you guys think. We move on, and we have a couple of gut check winners: Alex Silver and Sam Shaw. Sam Shaw comes into the ring, and he's waiting for Alex Silver. But then we have Wes Briscoe, and Wes Briscoe comes with the Aces and Eights boys, and he says that, you know what? This whole gut check tournament thing, I should be involved in it. Oh, by the way, you get a bye because we just beat the living hell out of Alex Silver in the back, and we left them bloody. Well, they come into the ring and they decide to beat the living daylights out of the young man, Sam Shaw. Well, who comes to the rescue? Oh, and by the way, again, you know I don't like criticizing too much, but Jesus, please do not give Wes Briscoe a freaking microphone. This guy is horrible. In the ring, I think the kid is okay. He's a Briscoe. But my goodness gracious, I don't know what it is when he speaks. It just makes me angry. But again, my personal opinion. Maybe he can work on it. Maybe he'll get better. But yeah, for now, don't give him a mic. Let somebody else talk for him. But yeah, so we have Wes Briscoe. And anyway, so Magnus comes in and makes the save as the Aces and Eights are beating the living daylights out of this kid. And Magnus basically explains how they basically, Magnus knows Sam Shaw since, they started, so on and so forth. And he's a friend of his. And Magnus actually cuts a really good promo. Excuse me. And Magnus says that you don't deserve, I'm going to do a horrible British accent, so you don't deserve to be in the tournament. You deserve me to kick your teeth down your throat. And they have a preemptive, whatever it's called, they have a match. And the referee gets into the ring, and it was actually a pretty decent match until, again, the Aces and Eights get involved. And a disqualification or no contest. Samoa Joe then comes down the ramp and makes the save. Samoa Joe. Now, if you remember, Magnus and Samoa Joe, former tag team champions. And I want to make a quick point. I want to know what you guys think. Guys, I thought Magnus was really over with this crowd. I think Magnus is great. I really, really like Magnus. I think Magnus, again, I've said this 1,000 times, got the look, got the mic skills, definitely got the in-ring skills. I think a little tweak here and there. I definitely think Magnus could be a major player, and I think TNA should really focus, Dixie Carter should really focus in on this young talent. Really, really good. But we'll move on. And we go on to the Kurt Angle, Ken Anderson match. And really quickly, I'm going to make... This is kind of off pro wrestling. We're going to go into amateur wrestling really quickly. I think it is ridiculous, and I think it is stupid how the Olympic Committee is taking one of the oldest, if not the oldest, Olympic events in wrestling. The Olympic Committee is keeping badminton. They're keeping freaking beach volleyball. Nothing against those sports. But you're keeping these ridiculous sports, and again, that's my opinion, and you're going to take out what I consider to be one of the most physically and mentally, this is a sport, wrestling one-on-one, and you're gonna take, all the way, it goes all the way back to Athens, Greece, and you're gonna take this out of the Olympics. It makes no sense. So I agree 1,000% with Kurt Angle, and I think the Olympic Committee should save wrestling. Again, my opinion. We move on. Kurt Angle versus Ken Anderson. Great match. Towards the end of the match, Kurt Angle actually kicked out of Mr. Anderson's finisher, the mic check. Mr. Anderson looked totally out of it, so he goes to the top rope. I guess he's going to try to do, I don't know what the hell he was trying to do up there, but he gets caught with a belly-to-belly off the top rope. Now, Kurt Angle, he gets up, and he's pretty much in control at this point in juncture when AJ Styles comes down to ringside, gives Taz a big old hug on the ringside. Anyway, basically, Kurt Angle and the referee get distracted. Well, Mr. Anderson does what a dirty heel should do, and he basically, boom, hits Kurt Angle from behind with a low blow, getting the roll-up for the 1, 2, 3. So AJ Styles looking really buddy-buddy with Taz. Will he join the Aces and Eights? We'll find out a little later on. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have James Storm. And James Storm is to select his tag team partner. Now, half of TNA's roster was in this freaking segment, and I'm not going to go through every single thing, but I got to tell you, very good promos cut by Bobby Roode, by Austin Aries, Bad Influence. Chavo and Hernandez came down to ringside, and ladies and gentlemen, Shark Boy Give me a shell, yeah. Shark Boy comes into the ring, and he cuts his little promo doing a whole Stone Cold Steve Austin gimmick. Robbie E comes in, bro, and Robbie E says, you know, if you want to be a winner, if you want to be a champion, bro, you know, you pick me as a tag team partner. While they're going big, they're bickering. These guys are bickering on the stage, on the on the top of the stage. Gunner. Now, Gunner has been away for a little while. He's been OVW tweaking his in-ring skills and other skills, I guess. And Gunner comes to the ring. Number one, Gunner looked freaking jacked. Number two, Gunner had a really dope beard. I mean, the thing was just full. What is it with the big, thick beard nowadays, guys? Anyway, so Gunner comes in. He basically cleans house. And Cowboy James Storm doesn't say sorry about your damn luck. He says, I'll see you at Slammiversary. So Gunner will be the tag team partner of Cowboy James Storm now. For me, I really, really wanted to see, and I thought and believed that it was going to be the Wildcat Chris Harris. For old school TNA fans, this would have been awesome. But I am going to give this an opportunity. Wasn't totally excited about Gunner, but I like Gunner. Would have liked to see Wildcat Chris Harris, but again, that's my personal opinion. We move on to the Knockouts Championship match between Mickie James and Velvet Sky. And I'll quickly jump in. Mickie James basically really showing dirty heel or heel tendencies. Mickie James going after the leg over and over again. As we know, Velvet Sky had the leg hurt from Gail Kim when she got the figure four on the corner post, a la Bret Hitman Hart. And long story short, Mickie James on free TV hits the spike DDT and gets the 1-2-3, and she is the new Knockouts champion. So we have a title change, and now we move on to the main event of the evening, the decision. And no, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not talking about that LeBum James. Will AJ Styles join the Aces and Eights? And this had a bunch of peaks and valleys. I didn't know what the hell was going on at one point in juncture. Bully Ray comes into the ring and he starts cutting a whole promo on the Aces and Eights, so on and so forth. Invites AJ Styles into the ring, and he says, look, you know, I know you don't drink, but I'm gonna take this beer and I'm gonna give it to you, and I want you to toast me and just drink this beer in solidarity. And AJ Styles drinks the beer. So I said, oh, maybe this guy is going to be an Aces and Eights. I actually kind of thought he wasn't going to be joining. And he comes into the ring, and Mr. Anderson presents him with the colors, the leather jacket, or the leather vest, and he's about to put it on when Kurt Angle comes into the ring. And Kurt Angle, not to the ring, but towards the ring, and Kurt Angle cuts a promo, heartfelt promo, you know, basically saying that, you know what, everything that you've done for TNA is right down the toilet. Well, Kurt Angle somehow gets thrown into the ring, and the Aces and Eights just proceed to destroy him. And they hand the hammer to AJ Styles, who already has the Aces and Eights vest on, and he's representing the colors. At this point in juncture, I'm saying to myself, wow, all right, so they're going with the Aces and Eights thing. AJ Styles takes the hammer and just cracks Kurt Angle across the leg with the hammer. As the Aces and Eights are celebrating, AJ Styles attacks the Aces and Eights with the hammer and then runs out of the ring, takes off the vest. Aces and Eights? I don't think so. Ladies and gentlemen, Slammiversary is right around the corner. I'm looking to do a recap review. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, again. You know, this is growing every single week, and I appreciate it. Please spread the words to your friends. If you guys really want an in-depth TNA, if you want some in-depth TNA coverage, not just a quick recap, come here to OneWrestling.com. You can follow us also at YouTube/OneWrestlingVideo. You can follow us on Twitter at OneWrestling. Follow me on Twitter at Big Ray Show. And of course, we'll be here every single week at YouTube/OneWrestlingVideo, if I didn't already say that, which I think I did. Ladies and gentlemen, I say this every single week. I would do this for a living, but if I can, I would do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you next week. And don't forget, I'm going to be covering Slammiversary, so look out for that. And I'm going to be doing another top 5. I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet, but I'm going to be posting on OneWrestling.com probably this weekend. I'll see how things go. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you next time. Peace.